Since Thursday, life in Gaza has been dominated by two things: darkness and bloodshed. Israel's complete sealing off of the strip has meant that nothing and no one has been allowed through. Restrictions were already in place, but the complete lockdown has meant that even fuel hasn't made it through. That's left many in Gaza without electricity for the past few days, enveloped in the black of night and without heating. The water system came to a halt yesterday, resulting in sewage flooding onto Gaza City's streets. And Israel showed no signs of backing down.
נוחים ונעימים מבחינתי שכל תושבי עזה ילכו ברגל ולא יהיה להם בנזין לרכב שלהם משום שיש להם משטר רצחני טרוריסטי שלא נותן לאנשים בדרום הארץ לחיות בשלום.
At one stage, the European-funded Gaza hospital was almost completely without power. The UN sent emergency fuel supplies from its own depot inside Gaza, which were just enough to power the hospital's smallest generator. It kept intensive care units and emergency operations running. As Gaza was brought to the brink of a complete humanitarian disaster, last night Israel finally agreed to allow a few fuel tankers to enter the strip, carrying diesel for the main power plant and cooking oil. And in the West Bank, President Mahmoud Abbas's men said they'd had a large part to play in the easing of the blockade.
نتيجة للجهود والاتصالات المكثفة التي أجراها سيادة الأخ الرئيس أبو مازن مع مختلف الأطراف الدولية ومع الجانب الإسرائيلي، فقد تقرر إدخال الوقود بدءا من هذه الليلة إلى قطاع غزة، وستعود الكهرباء إلى مستوياتها السابقة إما هذه الليلة أو بدءا من الغد.
But back in Gaza, the sight of a few fuel tankers wasn't enough to calm the anger amongst government officials. They've been living under tight Israeli restrictions for some time, long before this latest blockade. And it's those restrictions, which they describe as a virtual siege, that they insist must be lifted before a crisis can be completely averted.
الإعلان الإسرائيلي بتزويد غزة بالمزيد من الوقود لا يعني حل المشكلة في غزة. مشكلة شعبنا الفلسطيني الحقيقية هي استمرار الحصار المفروض على قطاع غزة، ولذلك نحن نؤكد أن الاحتلال لم يقدم حلا للأزمة في غزة.
Israel and Palestinian fighters in Gaza have been locked in a shooting war for the past few weeks. Israel uses missile strikes from warplanes and tanks on the ground, while the Palestinian fighters use crude, inaccurate rockets, which rarely hit their targets. Dozens of Palestinians have been killed in Israel's attacks, but the rocket fire has continued, damaging Israeli property, although no Israelis have been killed. Israel has justified its blockade on Gaza by arguing that it's simply a tool for stopping this rocket fire.
Gaza Strip is a problem. Gaza Strip is being controlled by Hamas, which is a designated terrorist organization, not only in Israel but also in Europe. They abuse the fact that they control Gaza Strip, and a place that Israel withdrew from. We left Gaza Strip, we dismantled all the settlements in Gaza Strip, we took our forces out, but yet we are being attacked on a daily basis from Gaza Strip, and we need to address this challenge.
But the EU and UN have condemned the lockdown as collective punishment, behaviour which is illegal under international law. For now, fuel shipments and medical equipment is being allowed through after 4 days of being held at the border. But Israel says it reserves the right to reinstate a full blockade. Hassan Ghani, Islam Channel News.